Wednesday, May 6th. And for our reading today, we will be doing our shared reading, but we're going to first start with the big book. And I want you to think about the title for a moment. The title is, What Can a Magnet Do? So what can a magnet do? So think about if you've ever heard magnet, and if you already know what a magnet is, and then be thinking what it's about, and if it's fiction or nonfiction. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and take a look at our big book. So what can a magnet do? Take a look at the pictures. Are these real photos? Yes, they are. So we know that this is nonfiction. It is real. And we see that the girl is holding an object. This object must be a magnet because that is what is in our title. Now remember that we are talking this unit about forces and motion. So we're going to be seeing some words that you will hopefully remember from our other readings this week. So we're going to begin with our narrator.
Can a magnet do? A magnet can pull or attract objects made of certain metals. A magnet can attract paper clips and nails. It can even move an object without touching it. If you put a nail in a glass and press the magnet against the outside of the glass, the nail is pulled toward the magnet. We call this attraction magnetic force.
Okay, so we're talking about a magnetic object that can push and pull objects. Attraction is one of the words that was mentioned. So we see that the girl is holding this magnet up to a glass. What attracts a magnet? It says a magnet can pull or attract objects made of certain metals. So I'm just going to underline this because you have to have objects that have some kind of metal in them in order for them to stick to a magnet. So I'm going to ask you this question then. How can a magnet make something move? How can it make it move? Think for just a moment. It says up here that it can even move an object without touching it. If you put a nail in a glass and you press the magnet against the outside of the glass, the nail is pulled toward the magnet. If we were in the classroom, I'd be able to demonstrate this, boys and girls. But if you look closely down here, you will see right here, I'm going to circle it. There is a nail inside the glass. The glass cannot stick to the magnet, but the nail can. So by her holding the magnet up to the glass, the nail moved. It pulled the nail towards the magnet. So that is how you can make an object move with a magnet. What objects can a magnet attract? Well, we already mentioned it. It has to be objects made of certain metals. How a magnet can make an object move without touching it, and we already demonstrated that with the glass. So think about different objects that might stick to a magnet. Things even in our classroom. I can think of one, a paper clip. So if you have any kind of magnet at home, you can actually go ahead and practice using your magnet and have different objects stick to it. So again, a paper clip, maybe a nail. We already know a nail. And then sometimes those little fasteners that we use to put papers together, like our pumpkin face in October, the card that you made for your reading buddies that would turn the dial. Those little fasteners are made of metal, so those stick to magnets. All right, we're going to go ahead now and turn to our shared reading book. So if you want to open up your book, if you haven't already, turn to page 20 and make sure you have your yellow crayon, pencil, eraser, and maybe colored pencils handy. So we're going to practice reading through this. We're first going to listen to the narrator, and then we will circle our end punctuation marks.
What can a magnet do? A magnet can pull or attract objects made of certain metals. A magnet can attract paper clips and nails. A magnet can even move an object without touching it. We call this attraction magnetic force.
All right, so take your pencils and let's go over and we're going to circle the end marks. We have a question mark here. In the title, it is asking a question. Then we have commas. We know we're going to pause. Periods, we will stop. And over here, we have a big exclamation point. We will show strong emotion and then a period at the end. Perfect, boys and girls. So now it says, we're going to go ahead before I ask you any questions, and we are going to practice reading and following with these end marks. Okay, so go ahead and you can read along with me. What can a magnet do? A magnet can pull or attract objects made of certain metals. A magnet can attract paper clips and nails. A magnet can even move an object without touching it. We call this attraction magnetic force. Perfect. So, as we read, we look for words that tell us about how things are sorted, how we can move objects by magnets. This helps us to understand what this focus is about. Magnets allow us to be able to do a few things, not just have things stick to them and be attracted to them. Like we see here, a magnet can pull or attract objects made of certain metals. And some of those objects are paper clips and nails. But a magnet can also move an object, underline move an object, without even touching it. That makes it a lot of fun. And so when we see that happening, we call this attraction magnetic force. So we're going to go ahead and take this phrase right here and circle it. And then I want you to draw an arrow. Whoops, it came with me. Then I want you to draw an arrow down here all the way and point right here because this is being demonstrated right here. And then it says to circle the words that begin with M. So we're going to go back now and find all of our words that begin with M. And let's go ahead and circle the whole word. We have magnet in our title. We have magnet here. Then we have the word made, metals, magnet. Wow, this is a lot. And then over here we have magnet again. The word move and magnetic force. That's a lot of M words. Okay, so we're going to count them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 M words. So come down here and write the number 8. Then we're going to get rid of our pencils and bring out our yellow crayon. So get ready. We are going to highlight all of our sight words. We have, whoops, I didn't get mine. Where's my yellow crayon? There it is. Okay, so what is a sight word? Can, here, and can. I think of we learned in Unit 9. Lots of us. Can. And. Can. We. This. And that's it. So quite a few, friends. And if you want to write that down here, we'll go ahead and count how many. We're going to need our pencil anyway. So we have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we have 14 sight words, and then we're just going to write down those sight words. What? Can. Of. And. We. Oops, call is not supposed to be highlighted. And this. And then for your picture today, you can go ahead and just draw a magnet. Usually looks something like this, like a horseshoe. On the ends is usually red. Hers is a plastic magnet, so you can color this red if you want. Stick with that. And then you can go ahead and just draw whatever object that you would like that a magnet might stick to. So I always like paper clips, so I'm going to just draw a paper clip like this. It's going to be kind of a fat paper clip, and it's hanging on the end of the magnet just like that. And that concludes our shared reading for today. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about magnets. If you have a magnet at home, you can take this time to practice having different objects stick to it, like I said before, paper clips, nails, fasteners, or any other kind of objects. So I hope you have fun with that, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.